Hello! Welcome to Anime Mystics. I'm Roman, and tonight I am watching Carole and Tuesday, episode 13. So last week we didn't have an episode. Well, technically there was a recap episode, but I didn't watch it. Mainly because we already know what's going on. I don't think there was anything added in there that was new. I think it was just a straight recap episode. So this is the beginning of the second half. For those who are waiting for this to get on Netflix, it will be up, the first half will be up August 30th. So again, if you're waiting for Netflix, and if you're here, then you probably aren't. But if you know anybody who's waiting for Netflix, August 30th is when the first half will be up. I don't know when the second half will be up. Maybe, let me see. This season's going to end in October, maybe November? I'll say at the end of November. That's my guess. But I could be wrong. Anyway, episode 12. They got Tuesday back. Her brother was planning on breaking her out of the house, along with her. He went to her telling her, that he saw her perform at that little club, that he went there to bring her back, but after seeing her perform, he couldn't do it, and just went home, got yelled at by their mom, and basically said, I'll break you out if you want to. Basically just saying, so what do you want to do? At the same time, Gus, Carole, and Roddy Roddy wasn't planning on breaking Tuesday out, or as Gus put it, kidnap Tuesday, but he got dragged along, and with the combined effort of the brother and them, Tuesday was able to get out of the house. And then they got a ride from a really cool older man who was speeding down the road to get away from the cops. They got on the train, made it to, was it Alba City? Yeah, I think it's Alba City. And started running to the studio. By the time they had arrived, Angela had already performed her song. And when the announcer told everybody that Carole and Tuesday had finally showed up, they get on the stage, and then they're informed by, I cannot remember the name of the judge, the female judge, that the rules state that any participant who does not show up to the recording as it's airing, they're automatically disqualified from the competition. So, unfortunately, they got disqualified. However, with both the audience's support and Angela, they were allowed to at least perform their song. Oh God, what's the name of that other guy? Benito, he wanted to hear them sing. Ertegun, not so much. We know Ertegun hates them. And he was happy to hear that they had gotten disqualified. But they performed their song, Loneliest Girl, The Loneliest Girl. The full version, not the one we heard in episode 2. This actually brought Ertegun to tears. I guess it resonated with him in a certain way. I don't know how, but it must have for him to have that kind of reaction. And he was completely, shocked, I guess, with their performance. Because up until then, I don't think he was impressed with anything they were doing. Or at least pretending he wasn't impressed with anything they were doing. And, God, I wish I could remember the name of that judge, but the crowd is cheering. They gave them a standing ovation. And then she's like telling him, quiet down. And she says, I know how you all feel. However, we cannot go back on the rule that they are disqualified. And Benito is telling her, I understand that, the rules are there and all, but the audience and myself can't possibly be satisfied with just that. And she says, well, the rules are the rules. However, rules can be broken. And they made a special exception this time. Angela still won. They're still disqualified, technically. However, the exception was that both Angela and Carole and Tuesday would be allowed to debut. So they may not have been able to win the competition, but they still got what they wanted. They still get to debut. I don't know what that's going to entail. Like if that's just going to be a CD or if they're going to do music videos or whatever. Maybe all of it. I'm not sure. So let's get into this episode to see what they're going to do. Also, as far as I know, there's going to be a new opening and ending starting with this episode. So I'm looking forward to see what that's going to be. I know the ending song is done by Angela, and the opening song is done by Carole and Tuesday. So let's get into this. Yeah. Alright, so the video is going to be located over here, and the link to the reaction is going to be in the description down below. Yeah. And we're going to start this episode in 3, 2, 1.